Hello, peoples of YouTube. My name, as you should know, is Rambo, coming back with a new and improved video, and today we have returned. And it's the time of year that the San Diego Comic-Con has happened, which sucks because I missed it, but you know, let me continue. People, all fans of this one particular show have been waiting for this moment. The trailer for Season 6 of The Walking Dead. Fans of The Walking Dead have been waiting for this moment, or at least big fans like myself have been waiting for this moment. Now, I am really excited for this season. Now, I did see some of the slow moments, but I saw some of the quick moments. So I really liked the trailer, and I'm really hyped up for the season. I'm very hyped for the season. I'm really excited. I'm really hoping this is a really good season. Now, there's gonna be slow moments. Of course there's gonna be. Like, in Season 5, there were slow moments that were just torture. Like, you know, you could have left some of the conversation out, at least. But there were some slow moments that, I mean, in my opinion, slow can be better, but it can be really boring at the same time. Now, a lot of people probably are for the zombies, but if you're a true fan of the show, then, you're there because you actually do appreciate the story and you appreciate what it means. You know, you're not just there to see zombies and brains get splattered all over the floor, which is cool. I mean, you know, everyone likes, you know, zombie brains getting, you know, smashed. That's fun to watch, you know. But true fans are people who actually appreciate the story and appreciate what, yeah. Sorry, I got a private message on my phone from Twitter, so, yeah, thought I'd tell you. No. But okay, let me continue. Man, I could go on and on and on. Like, I was rehearsing this, and I literally went on for, like, 40 minutes, like, 45 minutes of my opinions on the show. Like, you know, like, in Season 5, I really do like how they explored some parts of the story a little bit. Like, I mean, I hated when they frickin' hinted at the... I like when they hinted at the Terminus, what happened to them, but it didn't give a full-on backstory. Like, I mean, that wasn't enough for me. The whole, you gotta be the cattle. You can't be the cattle. You gotta be the butcher, not the cattle. Whatever the frick they said. Jeez, I'm glad they're frickin' dead. They had an annoying philosophy. What the frick? What kind of frickin' philosophy is that, you know? That sounds like you're gonna eat... Oh, yeah, they did eat frickin' people. Sick bastards. Jeez. Alright, but anyways. Good riddance, if I should say so myself. Oh, man. But what really... Okay, back to Morgan. Or, wait, did I even talk about Morgan? Okay, I just quit the video a minute ago. But, one of the things I really have been wanting to talk about is Morgan. Morgan Jones. Man, we have been on a ride with this character. Man, we've seen him 5 times throughout the series. 3 times in Season 5, 1 time in Season 3, 1 time in Season 1. Now, you can tell that some shit's about to go down, because if you remember, Rick and Morgan both have very conflicting philosophies. Now, Rick's is, you gotta kill if you want to live, you gotta kill people at times if they're gonna try and threaten you. Now, Morgan is more of the passive-aggressive, John Lennon type personality. He's a more John Lennon type personality. He's more of a, why can't we all just, you know, love each other, and, you know, he'll knock a frickin' dude out with his frickin' awesome staff from Donatello staff, or Morgatello staff, man. I really love that thing. And, I mean, he'll take out the zombies in that. But Morgan's lasted a while. Now, a lot of people are thinking, like, Morgan's softened up and he's weak and all that good shit. I don't think so. If he's lived that long with a philosophy that cheesy, which I do think, yeah, his philosophy is a bit really corny. It is very corny, you know. All life is precious, dear. That sounds creepy as frick, dude. It sounds like a little demon child, you know, or, wait, no, not a demon child, that sounds like a disturbed child, you know, who just saved your life, and you're just like, oh, thank you, you know, like, he's just like, all life is precious, Daryl. You know, that gave me the creeps. Like, I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. I really hated that. That was awful. But you can tell in the trailer that they're gonna butt heads a lot because their philosophies are so different. You know, they're so different. Like, Morgan's gone through some phases. Rick has too, but Morgan, it's really shown that he's gone through tons of... Are you fucking kidding me? It's over already? Okay, whatever. I'll keep talking. But, Morgan is just... You know, Morgan was at first the normal guy. He was like Rick. He was normal. I mean, he was prepared more better than Rick was. And I mean, yes, he was more prepared than Rick was in the zombie apocalypse. You know, he survived longer. But, you know, he was kind of still inexperienced a little bit with what he had to do. He lost his wife, you know, it was his son. All his sole focus was his son. All his focus was on. It was his son. It was his son. That was all he was after. That was all he needed to do. That was his core punchline. He just needed to protect his son. And when his son died, he went to what I call his Nietzsche phase. Now that is where he was freaking out. He was crazy. He was unpredictable, and, you know, in the comic books, he was like that even until the end of his life, which, spoilers, I'm going to put spoilers, so no worries, I'm not going to make the mistake like I did last time, and Davey actually told me that, via comment, it's still there, I think, yeah, it's pretty much, I think, yeah, I didn't get rid of that video, it's still there. He said, maybe to those who haven't read the comic books who watch this, maybe you should put spoilers on it. And I said, oh yeah, I forgot all about that. And I made a face palm. Like, I was pretty upset. Like, I was like, aw, man, that sucked. Like, you know, like when I said that Eugene lied, like, you know, that was a huge spoiler. And, if you read the comic books, you know very well that, yeah, you were expecting this moment to happen. So don't be too surprised. And plus, I would have been pissed off if that was the end, if they, like, found a cure. Like, you can't end The Walking Dead like that. You know, you gotta end it on a semi-ambiguity. Like, give the characters all their fates and all that, but you gotta give them... You gotta put a hint of ambiguity in there. Like, I love ambiguity, you know, like, with The Sopranos, like, I was literally like, what the hell was that? But, and, again... The show was a very well-made show, and the ending had tons of ambiguity in it, and I loved that ending. You know, I love ambiguity. It's such a great, great ending, you know, an ambiguous ending, you know. That's the greatest ending someone asked for. And that's all great movies have ambiguous endings. Now, there are some straightforward, there are some great movies, like, that do have ambiguous endings, but, yeah. Like, I mean, and also Greg Nicotero, man, I love him. He is a legend. Like, he worked with Romero, and if you don't even know who Romero is, you have no idea what zombies are. You have no clue what zombies are, because he was the man who created, basically, The Walking Dead. He was basically the man who, like, Robert Kirkman created it. Yes, I do believe that. Yes, he did create the show. I'm not saying he didn't, but... George Romero gave him the inspiration for him to make The Walking Dead. So pretty much, he created The Walking Dead. So, yeah. He was the guy who started all of that. You know, you gotta shoot him in the head. Kirkman borrows much from Romero movies. Like, the zombies are slow. The zombies only just walk. The zombies are okay, yeah, the zombies are slow. The zombies are just, you know, they're kind of stupid, you know, they could hear, you know, gunshots, and they, you know, they only go down with a shot in the head, which is one of his most famous, most well-known, perks in his movies. You gotta put him in the head, you gotta put a bullet to the brain for it to die. And I mean, that's just, I mean, yeah. So Greg Romero must know about something if he's been with someone like George Romero. You gotta, I mean, you have to know something if you've been with one of the greatest. Like, if you were with Orson Welles back in the 1940s when he was popular, you have to know some stuff. If you have to know some stuff if you work with such a legend like him. You know, if you work with like he worked with Romero, like, you know, Nicotero should know some stuff, you know? So, yeah. That's pretty much on that. But back to Morgan. Morgan went to, and somehow, I freaking have no idea how, he became this all life is precious John Lennon freaking hippie guy. I don't mean to call him a hippie, and I know he probably isn't, and I'm sorry, Lenny James, if you ever watch this. I doubt he will. And if he does, then sorry. I don't mean to call you that. I don't think you are. But, I mean, they're gonna clash. Like, but, you know, you don't know. I want them to explore why he became like that, you know? Just hopefully they do that, and I'll be fine. I would like for them to know so we can understand where he's coming from, you know? Why does he want to show all humans mercy now? You know? You know, he's showing people mercy, you know, he's helping, you know, he's, you know, helping people, you know, sort of how, like, Rick was. Like, Rick is the shadow, like, you know, Rick is so different from the last time Morgan met him. No, not really, because Rick was a jackass when he saw Morgan last. Man, he should have been there when the prison was overrun, because they would have not fought as much, but, you know. And, when, you know, I mean, we can tell that Morgan isn't agreeing with what Rick's doing. Now, a lot of people are probably going to be asking, who, you know, The Walking Dead, who is Rick pointing that gun at, saying, who the hell are you talking to? Who the hell do you think you're talking to? Now, here's what I thought. Me and my mother were actually talking about this to Car, who's also a very big fan of the show. We said, who's Rick pointing the gun at? Now, there was also this one guy who said, why should we follow around this guy? He could be pointing it at that guy. He could be pointing it at Morgan. Highly unlikely, by the way, he would be pointing it at Morgan. I doubt that Rick would be pointing a gun at Morgan for any kind of reason, unless he would try to kill him again, like he did in Season 3. Like in Season 3, like, he tried killing him. That was the only time I saw him shoot someone. Or, well, no, nearly shoot his friend, you know. He just said, you crazy son of a bitch. He pulled the gun on him. Like, I knew Rick wasn't going to kill him. Like, I knew he wasn't, but, I mean, you know, Rick was, you gotta... That was the only time Rick actually wanted to have someone in his group in that season. Because he hadn't seen Morgan in so long, you know. He's like, come on, Morgan, you know, you can come with me. He's like, and he's just like, no, like, if you're taking all these cunts, I ain't watching people die again. And if you remember, he doesn't want people to die. Either when he came out of the Nietzsche phase, which probably was when, you know, that was probably when he was following Rick's trail. He was probably thinking that, you know, he probably, when he was, like, killing, like, he could have had a Michonne moment, like, in Season 4, when she was looking around, all those that zombie looked like her, and she just started freaking out, she killed all the zombies, and then she just went back, she saw Rick and Carl there, she's like, oh, thank you, you know, it could have been something like that, highly doubtful, again, I don't believe that, but, I highly doubt that, that's what happened, but if it did, then that would have been kind of funny, and, I mean, that would be sort of a rip-off of what happened to, her, but maybe if he was in the Nietzsche place, and, he saw all these people he just killed, you know, he's just like, maybe he just grew out of it, you know, he's just like, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore, I want to see my friend again, you know, he was most likely trying to find Rick, let's just put it that way, he most likely probably he wanted to go find Rick. He wanted to go find Rick. He just needed to go find Rick. That's the only thing I can come up with, and, you know, I don't, you know, and also Morgan says, don't get away from here and don't come back. No, I think he might be talking to Rick, because, I mean, I bet Morgan's probably horrified, because if you remember, Rick, and then the whole awkward stare down that they, that's funny, like, I can't even shake that, they're just like, I mean, I wish you could see me, but it was pretty awkward. It was a really awkward moment, like, I don't think they should have done that. They should have been like, what? You know, that was weird. That was weird. I mean, I know it was for, like, dramatic effect, like, Rick, you know, they're just like, oh, you know, like, oh, you know, like, oh, he's returned, you know. And Rick's like, what? You know. What I liked best in the trailer is when Rick's running. And, you know, he's running. You know, he's running, and, you know, he's just like, he's yelling, and he's running, and he's, you know, he's running through that heat. I think that might be the first that might be the first scene of the first episode. And that's awesome. Also, guys, huge comic book spoiler. No Way Out is coming. You see it in the trailer. No Way Out is coming. The Gospel of the Walking Dead has predicted that No Way Out is surely coming. And it's coming soon. Like, you can see all the zombies, and Jessie's in there, and she's like, oh, you know, and her son's just like, oh, you know, she's freaking it, and, like, the son's just pissed his pants scared. And Enid's also a couple times in the trailer. Like, she looks a bit dirty. I didn't want to think about it. She's like, she probably went in one of those, like, hikes again, like she is in Season 5, and, you know, she and Carl are getting along, you know, in a weird way. That was kind of funny when they were in that tree, and they're just like, oh, like, again, awkward stare down. Like, the Grimes boys are they're the best when it comes to awkward stare downs. Like, Shane and Rick had a bunch of them, like, in Seasons 1 and 2, like, Rick and Lori had a couple stare downs in a couple seasons, I remember, and, oh man, like, the whole Rick and Morgan awkward stare down, that was hilarious. Like, oh man, like, they're so funny when it comes to, like, awkward stare downs. Like, you know, you're just like, oh, what? You know, it's so weird and it's so random. It's just, you don't know, like, what's gonna happen. You're just like, what the hell? You know, you're just, oh man, that's just a weird, man, that's just a movie. It's just like, whoa, just, you know, all those awkward stare downs, you know, you're just like, oh, you know, you know, it was just, they just have goofy stare downs. That's all I can put out there. They have really goofy stare downs, like awkward stare downs. They're really corny, awkward stare downs. Like, they're just like, oh, you know, yeah, okay, enough on the awkward stare downs. Like, you know, they had a lot of them. Yeah, you know, they had a lot of awkward stare downs, you know. Let me just put it like that. The Grimes boys are good at that shit. But, you know, oh, that's funny, his name's Silent Wolf. The Wolves! Yes. They did not at all show the wolves in Season 6 trailer at all. And that was stupid. Like, that was so dumb. Like, you know, there was those, like, the Daryl thing, which I'm gonna get to in a minute. You know, just, what the frick was that? You know, what the hell was that? You know, like, what? I mean, what was that? I mean, what is going on here? You know, like, what the hell was that? Like, where's the wolves? There was this big 4 frickin' shadow of it, and then you show these people who just kidnapped Daryl, which I'll get to in a minute, but what the frick was that? Like, what the hell was that? Like, that was just, what the hell was that? Like, what the hell was that? Like, that was just, that was frickin' weird. That was just fricking, what the frick was that? That was just, oh my god, that was ridiculous. You're just like, what the fuck was that? You know, man, where's the wolves? You were foreshadowing the wolves from the second half of season damn frickin' 5, part 2, and you don't freaking show them in, like, is there, like, are they like the Termanians? Like, you overhyped them for the season, and then they died episode frickin' 3. That was stupid. That was dumb. That was something I could rant about. But you can't show the freaking wolves. Like, that just shows they're probably gonna play a bigger role in season 6, maybe. That's probably what they're thinking. But what the hell? What was that? Like, what? Where did the... Hold on, let me shut the door. I forgot to turn on my on-air light. What the hell? Like, you didn't show them. You did not show them at all to anybody. And that was just... Wow. Alright, but to the whole Daryl thing, like I was talking about. They didn't show the wolves, but they showed these new people. And, the guy's like, don't say any shit to me, or I'm going to kill you. Now, here's what I think it is. Maybe there's just people like, you know, like in the series, you know, all the people are just people trying to survive. And they very well show that in the show. And I like that. But, you know, in, like, you know, they... Like, you know, but yeah, they very well show that in the show that, they're just people trying to survive, but there are bad people, and there are more morally inapt people in The Walking Dead, like Rick's group, and the Alexandrians, and, the people at the prison who were there, you know, I mean, there's a lot of people in the show who are very, very, who are more, you know, morally ethical when it comes to surviving the zombie apocalypse, you know. You know, like, you know, Rick's group, for example, they're more ethical when they're surviving in the zombie apocalypse. Like, there's just some people who just kill people, like the Termanians. Joe's group. Just all the bad guys are just people who just are going to kill for, like, no reason at all. Like, I mean, the governor's an exception. Like, he was just a guy who's trying to live, and he had these crazy twists to him. That's why he's such a great villain. Is because he was a crazy, deranged villain, and he was such a different villain, and that's why we all loved the governor. Now, he was my favorite villain. Like, Gareth, like, everyone loved Gareth for some reason. Dude, that dude was a pussy. Like, his freaking fingers got shot off, and he just fell down like a pussy, and he just went like, oh my god! Oh, he was on his knees, getting shot. I mean, I could rant about that all day, but, man, frick it. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to die by that explosive again. But the wolves, I mean, yeah, Daryl gets kidnapped by these people. Here's what I think. These people are probably, maybe they're well-meaning people. Here's what I got out of it. Maybe they're just well-meaning people, and Daryl just doesn't know it yet. Or maybe they are actually bad people, and, maybe they are bad people, and, you know, Daryl has to take them out. But they had women with them, and that's what's different. Like, they had women at Terminus, yes. They had women and the governors, yes. But he looked protective of the women in that group. He looked protective, and he thought probably that Daryl was trying to hurt them. Maybe that's the whole deal, you know. And when Daryl escaped, you know, when he was pointing it at them, you know, maybe he just realized at the moment, you know, maybe these are good people, you know, maybe I'll just bring them back, you know. Aaron, I saw Aaron, he looked freaked out the whole trailer, like, is something wrong? Like, I mean, here's the whole thing I'd like to ask him, is something wrong, you know, are you okay? Like, what happened, you know? But that's one of the things you'll probably figure out when you watch the show, when you're watching the show, but, you know. But, there's some other stuff I was going to talk about. Man, by the way, I really hate love triangles in The Walking Dead, so I'm just going to talk about Jesse for a minute. Jesse and Ron, like, Jesse, Rick, and Pete, that's the most that's like that's the new Lori, Shane, Rick deal. It was the Jesse, Rick, and Pete deal. So, that's pretty, I hate love triangles. I fucking cannot stand love triangles. I fucking hate them. Like, Twilight, that's fucking stupid. Like, I'm glad Rick got rid of Pete so it wouldn't awkwardly just go on for 2 more seasons, like the whole frickin' deal with Shane, and that was just, you know. By the way, you know, Rick's still keeping their love child with them. That's pretty. I cheated on. You know, I mean, I bet Rick's probably pissed off about it, but, you know, he's not going to kill it with a precious baby, of course, no. I mean, I'm not promoting killing babies. I like Judith, too. She touches my heart in some places, yes. I like Judith, so I'm not saying I hate Judith. I'm just saying, you know, really, I mean, you got your best friend and wife's possible love child with you. So that's kind of going to be awkward being around, you know. It's probably not even the real dad. He's probably not even a real dad. But anyways, and there was some people getting eaten. Like, that was kind of stupid. But, I mean, like, there was a woman who got eaten who I didn't really care about that much. And there was, like, there's a bunch of people getting hurt. You know, you can see that there's some flashes. People are getting hurt. And, people are getting hurt. And, it's no way out. I can tell you right now, it is no way out. Now, everyone... Now, here's one thing I really wanted to talk about. I made a whole video about this, and here's the thing. Negan. Everyone is talking about it. Everyone's talking about Negan. Everyone's talking about, you know, oh, you know, when's they're going to bring up Negan? People. Negan does not come in till after the Alexandrian, you know, the place gets nearly taken over and by zombies, you know, and, oh yeah, I might go back to the wolves in a minute, but, let me get back to the subject. Frick. No Way Out is coming. But, okay, yeah, Negan. He comes after No Way Out and after they meet Paul, who is a character in the comics, which I'm not going to bring up because he's a different guy for a different day. They also are bringing Heath. Sorry, not Keith. Heath. They're bringing Heath from the comic books. And that is awesome, because I actually do like Heath. Like, I mean, that's cool they're bringing Heath from the comic books in this show. Like, that's awesome. I'm liking that, you know. Frick yeah! Like, they got Heath! That's frickin' I keep saying Keith for some reason. Heath! Frick yeah! I really like that. I like Heath in the comic books. I think he's a very outsider-ish character, such as, Aaron. Yeah, Aaron, I believe. Aaron is the weird outsider guy, the awkward, hi guys, you know, awkward outsider guy. And I like Aaron, you know, he's fun to be around, he's pretty funny, you know. Him and Daryl are kind of bringing up a little bromance, like, you know, I'm not like, you know, I mean, okay, I'm not going to say that, but, okay. But, Aaron and Daryl bring up a little bromance, you know, that's going on, you know, that's pretty funny. That's, you know, man. And Aaron, again, he looks fucking traumatized the whole episode, like, the whole time. Like there's a dude who just did a front flip, on fire. Like, that was kind of funny. But, I mean, I don't mean to be cruel, I'm sorry, but that was just, I mean, he just fell off. That was so random. Like, why are you adding that to a trailer? Is that, like, a red herring or something? Like, you didn't have to put that there. Like, that's just gonna make people go, like, what the hell was that, you know? My voice is kind of starting to hurt. But yeah. Okay, back to Negan. Negan's coming after, so you can foreshadow. I want them to foreshadow Negan. You know, I want them to foreshadow when Negan is coming. When Negan's coming, that's gonna be the episode that I'm just gonna be like, fuck yes! I mean, I hate fucking Negan, first of all, but I mean, he's going to do a lot of bad things. I'm just going to say that right now. He's going to be doing a lot of bad things. He's going to be doing a lot of bad things. He's going to be doing a ton of bad things. But, fuck yeah, you know, Negan, you know, fuck yeah, you know, yeah, you know, yeah. It's pretty awesome. And I like that, so, fuck yeah. So, you know, and I don't necessarily agree with what they did to Negan, because I remember Rick swore revenge for what Negan really did. That was bad. But yeah, fuck yeah, this is really awesome. Yeah, you know, fuck yeah, you know, that was just fucking awesome, you know. I want them to foreshadow. Please, I'm begging you, coming from a fan, please foreshadow Negan. I would love that. Please foreshadow Negan and the Saviors. Please do that. Please do that. I would love to do that. I would love to see that. Foreshadow Negan. Please foreshadow Negan. So, man, foreshadow Negan. Do that. Do it. No Way Out's coming. So that is going to be awesome. I can't wait to see them recreate it. I have waited for this moment since I started reading the comic books, which was around the time that I started watching the TV show, which was around the third season, second season. I really started to watch it in the third season, where everyone actually, my parents actually started allowing me watching it. Was when third season. I watched it in secret. I started watching it in the second season. So yeah, I got a new shotgun. Let me use it. Anyways, so man, I want them to foreshadow Negan. Please foreshadow Negan. I want you guys to foreshadow Negan. Please. On my sake, please foreshadow Negan. You can foreshadow him all I want. Just don't rush it. Just don't rush it. I just don't want them to rush it. Why I don't want them to rush it is because if you rush it, that's just going to ruin it. And I know The Walking Dead is not going to do that. I have faith in them on not doing that. So please just don't. You foreshadow. Just foreshadow. And they're really good at foreshadowing. And I have faith in Scott M. Gimple, so I know he's not going to disappoint. So don't rush the whole thing. Just keep it how it is. And we'll be fine. So hopefully that works out. So I'm hoping that works. I hope that works. I hope that works fine. I really am hoping it works. Like I'm hoping that works. To the wolves. They didn't show them a lot in the trailer, which sucked because I wanted them to. But, what do they want? Like in season 5 at the end, it did show you that it did show you what their intentions were. It's just we're killing people and making them into zombies. We're just carving their head with the W. Wolves not far. All that good shit. And that's just it. Like that's their whole intention is to kill people and say wolves not far. And that's their whole intention is just saying wolves not far, and that's basically how they do things. They kill people, they maim people, and they turn them into zombies, basically, into their zombie army, pretty much. And that's an okay villain. I mean, that's an okay villain. Sorry about the voice crack. My throat's starting to kind of hurt. What do the wolves want? Aside from killing everybody and, what do they want? Why are they here, Why are they doing what they're doing, Did something, drive them? Like, they do believe in that, Native American, oh, yes, they believe that the gods are the frickin' wolves. I'm like, I was also on that scene, I'm like, what the hell is this? These guys are, drugged up or something, because if they think wolves are gods, then that's just fucking weird. Like, they evolved from wolves or some shit. That's their big... evolutionists are weird. Still, I don't get it. How can you believe in something that, you can evolve from wolves? We would look very hairy. Okay, we would look weird. But, we would look weird. Let me just say that right now. So, But, yeah, I mean, the wolves are just killing people, and that's basically just it. But there has to be something deeper behind the whole, we believe that we evolved from damn wolves, fricked up philosophy. Their Native American bullshit that, there's oh, we believe that we evolved from the wolves and shit. That's just stupid. Really? That's your opus opus apprendi. You're doing all this weird, you're killing people in gruesome fashions because you believe you evolved from wolves? No, there has to be a deeper reason. There has to be, Terminus, there has to be a deeper reason you're doing this. Come on. And, oh yes, Glenn. And, Nicholas. Yeah, everyone's favorite character. Okay, so, if you remember, guys, a lot of people always ask me why I like The Walking Dead so much. Here's why. It's the only show that's made me cry. It's the only show that's made me cry. I'm not kidding. No show in my life has ever made me cry. Not the finales where it's supposed to be a tearjerker. No. Not Breaking Bad. I was more like, what the hell was that? Like, you know, Sopranos, hell no. Like, you know, Wire, hell no. I mean, a lot of shows, when they ended, you're just you're like, what the hell was that? What did I just watch, you know? And I was not moved by a lot of the ones that are meant to be emotional. But that show made me emotional, and that is the most moving thing I'll ever feel in my entire life, and that is that this show made me cry. This show made me cry, and that is something that is very moving. That is very moving, at least to me. And if you remember, I admitted several times in the whole R.I.P. Noah video, Glenn's gonna be messed up, because after he saw Noah get ripped apart, now Glenn, even the guy who played Glenn, even admitted Glenn thought of Noah as this guy who was a hope for him, and when he died, that was just taken away from him. And also, Noah and Glenn actually got pretty close, and that was actually I actually did like that. You know, they got very close, and I did enjoy that. And it was very sad for him when frickin' Noah died. That was horrible when Noah died. Like, I can't even watch the show. I can't even watch that episode without me just thinking about it. That's how bad it is. It's just like, oh man, it's an emotional tearjerker. It is. It made me cry, and it was a dude who was on for like 8 episodes, wasn't it? Like, that is why I love the show so much. It made me cry, and that is moving. It come from me. Like, if you knew me, you know I don't cry in emotional tearjerker movies. That is just not my thing. But this show made me cry. Like, It's a Wonderful Life made me cry. So that is my favorite Christmas movie of all time, because I know it makes me cry every time. Like, that movie made me cry tears of joy. That's why I love the movie so much. Same thing with The Walking Dead. I'm gonna love that show to the rest of my life, is because that show made me cry. And when Noah died, that broke my heart so bad that it made me cry. Like, I may be too attached to the characters, but you could say that, but what I like so much about the show is it makes a connection to the characters. I love that. That is what's so great about The Walking Dead, is it makes a connection with the characters. So back to the whole thing. Nicholas and Glenn, after what happened, I don't know what's going to happen. Either Nicholas is going to keep trying to kill Glenn till Glenn finally does kill him. Man, it's going to be like, it's going to be hard. Like, I mean, what I would do is I would just be like, dude, I'm so glad you didn't spare me. I know I probably deserved what happened to me, but I'm glad you didn't kill me. I would have been like that, but there would be some other people who would probably, now, he could possibly be pissed off that, you know, he could probably be like, wow, he's so stupid, like, I need to pick out a better plan to try and kill him. But I know that Glenn is alert. That's what's so good about Glenn. He's alert, so that means he's always on alert. And what's good about that is, being on alert, is that if Nicholas tries to kill him again, Glenn will be expecting it. So if if Nicholas tries to kill him again, he simply just won't go for it again. He won't fall for it again. You know, he'll bring a gun with him next time or something like that. He'll kill the guy. You know, he'll shoot to kill next time. He's not going to spare him, that was, in my opinion, that was more of a it was harder to let him go than kill him, because he could have just killed him right there and made up a story. He could have. He even acknowledged that when he told Rick what happened to Noah. And you could tell that Noah's death is going to be affecting Glenn throughout the whole season. And throughout the first half of the season, he's still going to be freaking out about Noah. Because we know it's going to be like Season 4 Season 5. It's going to start immediately from where Season 4 left off. Season 6 is going to start where Season 5 left off. Which was, Rick killed Pete in front of everyone. In front of Morgan. And in front of everyone. And it's just, and Glenn is still going to be affected by Noah's death. I can just tell. It's going to haunt him. There's going to be flashes of him seeing it. Like, let me put it this way. If you're a military veteran, and you see, like, if you're a guy, and you can't just get over it that quickly. Let me put it this way. If you see a guy that you knew very well, and you grew to love this person as a friend, as family, you grew to love this guy like a family member, and you watch him get ripped apart in an escalator, that is not going to take a damn episode to get over. That is going to take, that would not take a damn day to get over. That would take a while. That is going to take a while. Now, maybe not killing Nicholas is a sort of solace. Like, you know, Noah wouldn't have probably wanted him to do that, but I doubt that Glenn is going to get over it right after he spares Nicholas. He's still probably wanting to kill Nicholas. He's still probably wanting to avenge Noah's death. You know, Glenn's in constant battle with himself, which is something that you can... It is hinted at he is at constant battle with himself. You know, you gotta do this to survive, but I want to do this to live, too. And that's going to be the whole big thing with Rick and Morgan. So that's going to be the whole deal with them. They're going to be having a big giant drama. So that's going to be that's going to be also a big remainder of Season 6. So, you know, man, I mean, Glenn is still probably wanting to kill Nicholas. And Nicholas is still probably going to kill still wanting to kill Glenn. But Glenn and Nicholas might forgive each other, and it might make the pain of Noah's death smoother. At least on Glenn's side, because, I mean, Nicholas didn't really know him that well. And, well, it was just a guy who he left to die, so, and he did it before, so, I mean, I still don't understand Deanna. Like, Deanna is just into it now. I can just tell. She's going to be into it. She's going to be following Rick's lead. She's going to be saying, Rick, like, in the comics, you know, Nicholas is like, man, I can't do this. I'm leaving it to you. Because you're the only one who is strong enough, who is experienced enough, who can do this. I know you can do it, so I'm just going to leave it to you. Oh, jeez, my throat is killing me now. But, that is my analysis of the trailer and what I think of Season 6. So, you can watch the trailer on your own time. I'm going to link it in the description below, and you guys can see it. So, I would love you guys to see it. So, it's an awesome trailer. I love the trailer so much. So, please, I beg you to watch the trailer, because it is awesome. To all Walking Dead fans, my name has been Rambo, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I will talk to you guys later.